Boo. There you go. You got it.
There
Joel
you go.
Castro asked for an boo. Oh my God. There you go. You got it.
There
Joel
you go.
Castro asked. What's going on?
That was fun.
Do we need to do anything?
No.
No, there.
We're back, baby. You want to? I'm sure you've seen this already, but just a quick the reporting on Elon and everyone hating him.
What? Which one?
This is from some administration officials with Trump. I've been in the same room with Elon, and he always tries to be funny, and he's not funny, like at all, says a senior Trump administration official. He made these jokes and little asides and smiles and then looks almost hurt if you don't lap up his humor. I keep using the word annoying. A lot of people who have to deal with him do, but the word doesn't do the situation justice. Elon just thinks he's smarter than everyone else in the room and acts like it, and even when it's clear he doesn't know what he's talking about. Musk has gnawed at the patience of an array of high-ranking administration officials to the point that, according to this official and two others, Trump lieutenants have walked out of meetings and earnestly asked one another if they thought Musk was high. They joked to one another about subjecting Musk to mandatory drug testing, which Musk himself has said would be a great idea for federal employees.
Whoa.
Talking to this guy is sometimes like listening to really rusty nails on a chalkboard, says the senior Trump administration official, who adds that Musk is not much of a team player either. He's just the most irritating person I've ever had to deal with, and that is saying something.
Holy shit. What publication is this?
Let me see. I don't know. Midas Touch posted it. They didn't link to the article.
I never know whether to. I never know. How do you feel about those? According to sources inside, do you think that they're real?
In this case,
I want to believe.
Yeah, and
call me Mulder and Scully out because I want to believe.
But it's also like, are they trying to telegraph to? Are they trying to create a narrative where Musk gets the axe? But I think both are true. I think, as we're seeing with all of this, this Trump 2.0 thing, I think he was, which some people said was a bad thing, that he was restrained by the guys he hired in 2016. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Guys like Steve Mnuchin being like, maybe we don't tank the global economy.
Gary Cohn.
Yeah, Gary Cohn. Just them kind of every day being like, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
And now he's got a bunch of guys, Musk included, who's just, I mean, not only that, doing, all kinds of nonsense with the Doge, having to be like, oh shit, we cut that by accident. That's pretty important.
Yeah.
And so, but in this case, I mean, we've seen how he acts in public. He is the most irritating guy in the world.
Yeah, the cringiest
There's no
guy.
way these people are not irritated at him.
He reminds me of, I don't even know which kid, but just that one kid in like middle school or Boy Scouts or on your little league team who just, something about him, if it was coming out of any other person's mouth, it'd be fine. But out of that specific person, you're just like, I just fucking don't like you. Shut the fuck up.
We wish you would shut up.
We wish you would just shut up. There was a kid in my Cub Scout group who everybody hated, and I really liked him. His name was Chris, and he had a big head and red hair, which was a big, deadly combination when you're a child, a little boy.
Pick one or the other, Chris.
And I felt really bad for him because everybody would always, I thought he was the nicest guy. He wasn't a tryhard. He was a really genuine, earnest, sweet kid. And I don't know where, I hope he's very successful now. Good for him. I do remember seeing him. He played on another little league team because we were in Boy Scouts together, and I had no idea he was even in my same league. And he played in left field, and I'm waiting for my game to start, and a fly ball comes to him, and he runs and makes a cool diving catch, sliding on his knees.
Chris.
And the whole team was like, "Yeah, Chris!" Ah, and I was like, "That's funny," because the Boy Scouts hate this guy. But here he is, and I think I went to elementary school with him, and he just got nonstop ragged on. Just, big head, red hair.
Well, if you're out there, Chris, we wish you the best.
Yeah, I blame Disney actually for a lot of red hair hate. They make so many villains red hairs.
I didn't know that.
The villain in
the only
Incredibles?
redhead that's coming to mind is Ariel, and she's the hero.
Redhead villains. Wow. I mean, there are a lot of redheaded villains. You've got Chucky, Megamind,
No,
the villain from Megamind,
no Disney's yet.
Syndrome from The Incredibles.
Okay, there we go.
Is The Incredibles Disney? Yeah.
Yep, that's Pixar.
There's a yeah. Look at all these. Well, I mean, they've got the Brave.
Yeah, here we go.
woman.
This
She's
is at
good.
least Disney. Yeah, she's a hero.
She's a hero. That's good. But Irish. I mean,
We liked it. We're pro
wow, there's a
Irish
lot of-
here.
okay. You know what? I'd
Yeah,
like to
I-
take it back.
Yeah,
Because they've done pretty well for themselves. Pennywise,
you're
though.
just mouthing off.
I am just mouthing off. Madame Medusa from The Rescuers was a bad one.
All right, let's not derail too much here. We got so much to talk about here.
So
So
much to talk
so much has changed
Oh.
from when we recorded the episode.
Yeah.
It's I mean, everyone who was with us just a few months ago, we were lamenting. I mean, and seriously considering just doing live episodes because everything changes so quickly, and I really don't know.
We still could. Maybe we should talk about it.
I mean,
The hard part is doing the ads.
It's not. It's well, whatever. We can talk about it
Yeah.
offline. But it's. I can't believe it happened again. Just
Yeah, as we were going to record, we're both like, oh, I hope nothing happens. And I think I was like, nothing will happen.
I
man.
honestly didn't
Jeez.
think at this point it was like, okay, we're full steam ahead. He's
Yeah.
we've had a bunch of false starts.
everything was
Here we
looking
go.
everything was looking like shit, right? And then on Wednesday, was that Wednesday at this point? Yeah, it was. Wednesday morning, Trump tweets, "Now is a good time to buy." And then put DJT, which I thought was kind of peculiar on its own because he never really puts his initials on his tweets. But I'm a very active trader. I saw that tweet and I thought, geez, that's pathetic. That's him.
I know
really
it seems
trying
like
to
him being
rally.
like, no, come on, get in there.
Yeah,
let's
'cause
have the Trump rally.
Obama actually famously at like the very bottom of the trough in 2009 said now's a good time to be in stocks, and he was right. And well, not right, but it actually did mark a significant bottom. And then he also said to be cool. He tweeted in
He's,
all caps,
John Travolta in Pulp Fiction.
"Be cool."
Or no, it's the guy
Samuel L. Jackson.
No,
Be cool.
yeah.
Everything is gonna work out well. Tell your bitch to calm down.
Yeah.
Be cool. The USA will be bigger and better than ever before. Honey bunny. And sure enough, fucking 15 minutes later, he puts a 90-day pause on some tariffs, except for China. And the NASDAQ saw the biggest rally since 2001, January 2001. And
Did you see that tweet about like the best rallies? And it was all those days that preceded horrible. It was like the top 10 days were, a bunch in 1929. But that's
Yeah.
fake, right?
I don't know, but
or
I
misleading.
I can, yeah, it's misleading because in a bear market, which you could argue we are in right now, some of the sharpest rallies occur during bear
Right.
markets. Short covering, especially something like this where, dude, my data on because I trade on a professional platform. I scrambled because I thought, oh, great, is this another Walter Bloomberg situation? And I scrambled again to short the S&P puts. It only filled me on 1 out of fucking 5 that I put in an order for. And immediately I shorted them at like $80. And then immediately it quoted them for like 500. So for a brief moment, it showed me negative, like immediately negative tens of thousands of dollars on this one trade. And I was like, God, there was nothing you could do. The numbers were just jumping all over the place. And yeah,
Jesus.
it was a thing to marvel. And I just sat there with my head in my hands going, he told us. Like, he actually did telegraph it.
Yeah. Because now the stock market is an actual meme coin and he can just move it. And some people have hinted that maybe this is just intentional, and the next 4 years is just going to be full of Trump crashing the market, stepping in to save it while his buddies get rich, and then everyone just declares him a genius.
It's plausible. Him tweeting that gives him plausible deniability that it doesn't constitute insider trading.
Him tweeting, now's a great time to buy.
Yeah. Because if he says that,
Oh, because he telegraphed it to everybody.
yeah, it's just like, hey, I put it out there. I think now's a good
Sure.
time to buy.
Sure.
And Luke, is that going to be too loud? Okay.
Wait, should we play the clip? I think we have it of him like talking to those guys in the.
Oh yeah,
office.
let's click this. His friends made money.
I mean, this is just unbelievable. We don't have sound on our end, but
I know what he said. This guy made $2 billion. This guy made him. And I mean, he's talking. It's not like they actually made trades and then made that money.
we are getting no. Yeah.
And he made $2.5 billion today, and he made $900 million.
He made $2.5 billion. And he made $900 million.
Good for them.
How much did you guys make on Wednesday? Did you guys make a bunch on Wednesday?
I went from being down a lot to being up a lot, and I'm just ticked off that I didn't. I was short some S&P puts into that, and I closed them first thing in the morning, and it would have made me a lot of money, but it's fine. What's infuriating and what's scary and what's
God, dude, those fucking ghouls just.
Oh, I know. Yes, indubitably.
Fuck me.
Someone always knows, right? And there is no way on God's green earth that Trump didn't tell anybody, even if he didn't directly tell people in his circle, like, hey, I'm about to pause. He very well may have just said, hey, look at what I tweeted. Look at what I'm going to tweet. Now's a good time to buy. Wink, wink. Anyway, there was a flurry of buying on same-day expiration call options that ended up like going 30x, 3,000%. People made millions, tens of millions of dollars on this that either just took his statement at face value and thought it was a good time to buy and were like, okay, maybe he's saying something here, or they knew explicitly, which I'm leaning. Like I said, there's no way someone didn't know and that people in his circle didn't know, because that's what he is. He's a shady fucking shyster.
The only good thing is I put a bunch of money into my IRA on Monday.
Oh, good for you, man. You're sitting pretty.
Yeah.
You're sitting very pretty.
I just figured it's
wow.
Whatever.
And you know that what really gets me is I have to believe that Barron Trump knows this stuff and his dad credits him with partly winning the election. So I'm sure that they're like talking to each other, and I'm sure he's like, yeah, sure, Barron, I'll let you know when, and I'm sure Barron's telling his little butt buddies and they're cleaning up. Wouldn't it rock so much to be one of Barron Trump's best friends and you're just trading on this information and just...
Yeah, but you know when it's not going to rock?
What?
In like 2030 when we're rounding all you sick fucks up.
Oh, yeah. Hanging them upside down.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah, enjoy it
Barron's
while it lasts.
friends.
Yeah, Barron's friend. Aiden Ross. What's possible deniability? I don't even know. How do I see possible deniability? Learn to read, Aiden Ross. Jesus Christ. You know, we have a major problem in this country, and Aiden Ross is
also
arguably at the top of the list.
The disconnect, I mean, the clips we watched on yesterday's episode, that was recorded on Tuesday, of just, specifically the Benny Johnson one, of just them trying to convince you that like losing money is a good thing. All of this is good. Yeah, it builds character. Now they have to turn around and pretend like the tariffs were bad the whole time. We're actually not bringing back manufacturing jobs. That's stupid. He's art of the deal.
It doesn't matter.
He's the king.
Have you seen that?
I saw his press secretary be like, clearly you guys haven't read Art of the Deal. It's like, lady,
he didn't fucking write it.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Have you seen that? We might have talked about it already, so stop me if we have. But have you seen that guy and his sister who have a podcast with their boomer parents?
No.
It's devastating to watch.
Like good or
It's this young guy. He's our age. He and his sister have a show. They just interview their mom and dad via Zoom, and their parents are the perfect encapsulation of lead
Boomers.
poison, brain dead boomer Trump.
Oh.
Everything he does is right, correct, good. Everything that is said to be bad about him and his administration and everything he does is false and misleading. And it's he's just this guy sits there like this. No, it's actually, that's not a bad thing. Yeah, when Trump does it, he just blatantly, fully just no shame, no self-awareness. Truly, to use their own kind of verbiage against them, the lowest IQ takes, and just this, and that's what you're fighting against. No matter how cogent or how well argued you are against these people, they find a way to just slither right through any of the points
I
you
think
make.
there's examples of that, but I do think, as we talked about, like the approval rating's gone down. I do think, there's always going to be.
I hope.
That's all. I always talk about, like, I don't like the like cherry picking. There's always going to be. You can find someone on the internet who fits your thing, but I think right now the data is at least bearing out that people are getting sick of it.
I hope so.
I don't know if it will hold. I mean, people are fickle. But yeah, I find it's like focusing on those things. It's like, yes, that person is real, but like how many people are like that? I don't know.
And hopefully a lot of them start to die off. I mean, they will. They're going to start dying. Truly. And that's not my mom and my uncles, because they don't have lead poisoned brains and they're perfectly healthy and good. But yeah,
I'm going to be at a wedding with a good amount of
people like that?
Trump supporters.
Dude, sometimes they're fun. Sometimes you're just like, oh yeah, sure, Ricky.
I'm gonna, I'm not.
Which is a lot for you. It's a lot.
And
my dad's friend who just died was like that. He would send me memes. He would send me and my brothers memes, Trump memes, and I'd just be like, yeah, cool, man.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, well, it's also just like, I've gone through this before. I'm not going to convince you. You're not going to convince me. Let's just not do a thing. I'm going to hang out with my dad, and then I'm going to, we'll say,
I love your dad so much.
We'll say goodbye. And
then you just probably will never see them again.
Yeah. I'm not going to convince you that.
Yeah. Well, so Trump's whole plan, if you've been paying attention to what we've been telling you, and also I'm very happy right now because I called it that we would rally into today's close. And I'm very happy because I am once again short some puts on the S&P for next week. So that feels very good. I just have to give myself that quick pat on the back. By the way, guys, you really ought to stick around for our live stream on Stock Twits. We're going to be talking to a guy who I have a huge crush on. I'll say it like that. He's so smart. He knows his shit. So much that I've learned from watching him and paying attention to him. Anyway, that'll be really good. But Trump's plan wasn't working. The whole thing was to get bonds up and thereby getting yields down. And it really was not fucking working this week.
A lot of people are saying that's what kind of pushed him into doing this 90-day plus. Because when the bonds
He said it himself.
Basically, that's signaling that people just are losing confidence in America.
Selling bonds.
Which used to be, should be the safest place to put your money. And they're like, nah, you guys are on a whole nother trip, man.
Greece has lower rates right now, which is not a dig on Greece, but they famously had a big...
they have a troubled economy.
They have a troubled economy. But interest rates are higher, meaning the government has to be like, please give us money. We'll give you even more interest. And the higher the interest, the sketchier. Think of it like a credit card rate. If your interest rate is like 25%, it means that the bank doesn't trust you very much. So you got to pay a hefty interest rate just to be able to borrow some money. And yeah, the 10-year yields were spiking. there's a rumor that it was some hedge fund in Japan that was like levered to the tits.
Oh yeah, and they
had to dump all theirs.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's true.
I saw some tweet being like, "Salute to the Japanese hedge fund."
Yeah, which is like, no, because them liquidating means that rates went up. I don't understand what they're anyway. But it is remarkable, and it speaks to Trump's character and the whole ethos of MAGA that Trump was handed one of the best economies in history. Inflation was already lower. In fact, we got the numbers today. Inflation came in under expectations. You had a pending artificial intelligence boom. And just like how he inherited all that money from his father and all he had to do was invest it in the S&P and he'd be wealthier than he is today, he fucked that up. He fucked this up.
He blazes his own trail. You don't respect that?
I do.
No,
actually,
I'm joking.
There is a part of me that's like, all right, I get that. You got to make your own mark. But god damn, are you a dumbass in the process?
I think, yeah, the most frustrating thing is just, if there was at least a narrative consistency, I'd be like, okay, he's trying something. But it's just like, what, I could get on board with like a very concerted effort to like use tariffs strategically to whatever, achieve your goals. But it's like, we're bringing back manufacturing to the U.S. No, actually, we're not, you morons. That was just it's art of the deal, idiots, and you got everything you wanted. And then it's like, no, they're back on because we're being treated very unfairly. You're like, what is happening?
It's a good way of putting it. It's like, why did you believe what we said, you fucking idiot?
Right.
Art of the deal. Gotcha, you stupid shit.
And then all the people, I mean, Bill Ackman's arc throughout all this is just like, dude,
such a
what
dick
is
sucker.
He's someone where it's like, dude, you're a perfect example of it's perfectly fine to make fun of you. You're like a billionaire. You think you know what's going on.
Yeah.
You look foolish at every turn. You're like, yes, I love this. You're doing the best thing for the country. Thank you, sir. Oh, sir, please take your foot off the pedal. Like, we're going to crash.
Sir,
no, actually,
pause.
this is good. Oh, thank you. He's so smart.
On behalf of the country, thank you, Mr. Trump.
Just
art of the deal.
Unbelievable.
I
knew he could land it.
I love seeing all the different takes on it. Someone said it's like Trump came into your house, pissed all over the place, like wiped up half of it, and then a couple of his buddies leaned in the window and went, art of the deal. Like, that's it, man. And again,
I mean,
he didn't write that book.
Like,
he didn't even write it.
Create a problem for no reason.
Yeah.
And then like
declare,
stop what you're doing and then be like, okay, looks like I solved it. It's like, no.
Art of the deal. Art of the deal. Inviting a girl home and then like coming in your pants and she like leaves dissatisfied. Art of the deal.
Can't prematurely ejaculate if I never got inside you. Art of the deal. Sorry. I actually came when I wanted to. Art of the deal.
So you can't be mad at me because
I came right when I wanted. So
art of the deal.
Was it premature?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Did you come? No, exactly.
Art of the deal.
Art of the deal.
I came, minimal effort.
Minimal effort. I'm not even sweating. So the bond market is a lot more telling and a lot more powerful and way orders of magnitude bigger than the stock market. And the bond market was sending signals that could not be ignored. And he even said, so let's play that, said he was watching the bond market clip. Reporter asked, did the bond market persuade you to do this? This is after to reverse. This was after the pause was declared. And let's see what he had to say.
It does take guts, believe me.
Was it the bond markets that persuaded you to reverse
No,
course?
I was watching the bond market. The bond market is very tricky. I was watching it, but if you look at it now, it's beautiful. The bond market right now is beautiful. But yeah, I saw last night where people were getting a little queasy. I think everything had. Well, the big move wasn't what I did today. The big move was what I did on Liberation Day. We had Liberation Day in America. We're liberated from all of the horrible deals that were made, all of the horrible trade deals that were made. And I was helped by people just like this, senator, congressman, and friends, right? And we had great help in the Senate. Our Republican senators have been amazing. They stood tall. And likewise in the House. And John thinks it does take.
So he also
Someone
said,
wrote, get these guys some glasses, some sunglasses, my God.
he also, let's click that. He said he saw Jamie Dimon on TV. The CEO of JP Morgan allegedly
Squint City over here.
What's that? Squint City? A lot of people are pointing out. So Jamie Dimon went on television, went on Fox News, knowing with Maria Bartiromo, who I used to have a crush on again, because she looked like my girlfriend in high school. But Jamie Dimon goes on there knowing full well that Trump is probably watching.
All he does is watch TV.
Now this is art of the deal. Jamie Dimon, art of the deal. As a customer, as a user of the Chase Sapphire card, I tip my hat to you, sir. Trump, an
Greek guy.
He's Greek.
Yeah, we
love
talked
that.
about it, yeah.
I can't. Yeah. Trump, an avid consumer of cable news, said that he watched Jamie Dimon's interview Wednesday morning with Maria Bartiromo on Fox Business. During the interview, Dimon said a recession was a, quote, likely outcome of the new tariff program, but also defended the idea of some tariffs as a way to improve trade. He urged the president to give Besant time to make deals. Quote, I'm taking a calm view, but it could get worse. Dimon hasn't had a substantive conversation with Trump for years, people familiar with the matter said. While his appearance on the Fox Business Show had been in place for some time, Dimon knew that Trump and his inner circle often watched Fox and that his message would likely get through to them, one of the people said. Sure enough, Trump told reporters Wednesday he had been thinking about pausing tariffs over the last few days, adding, it probably came together fairly early this morning. He said he didn't consult with lawyers for the wording of his announcement and instead relied on input from Besant and Lutnick. We wrote it up from our hearts. Trump said, we don't want to hurt countries that don't need to be hurt, and they all want to negotiate. That's part of the thing. I agree with what you said. It's like, okay, yeah, I can get behind some tariff stuff to fix whatever trade imbalances there may or may not be, but to do it all in one fell swoop like this is like fucking doing a puzzle and just slathering all the pieces with glue, mashing them together and going, art of the deal.
Well, they're all stuck together, aren't they?
Yeah. I would call that puzzle complete. It's like, no, it's a mishmash of
him trying to get it into a frame so he can hang it.
Yeah. Fucking, some might call that contemporary art, modern art. No, I call that a fucking mess.
Also, I mean, even just the way he talks about it, like, he fucking goes out in the Rose Garden and gives his little speech with his poster board, like, this is what we're doing, blah, blah. And then it's just like, within a week, he's already talking about, like, just like, yeah, over the last few days, I've been thinking about pausing them.
Yeah.
I thought this was your big fucking plan.
Yeah, man. That's the thing, is he's asleep at the wheel. He's jerking off at the wheel. Someone in chat said Besant and butt lick, which I really like. Or nut lick. I don't know what they said. Did you see his speech then on Wednesday night at that dinner? He went up there for like 2 hours. Let's play both of these clips. Then that night he brags for like 2 hours. Oh my God, it's un-effing believable. What the shit that comes out of this guy, the potty that comes out of this.
And don't let some of these politicians go around saying, because I'm telling you, these countries are calling us up, kissing my ass. They are dying to make a deal. Please,
pause it
please
for 1
make a
second.
deal.
That's the other thing too. Like, part of this narrative was that so many countries in less than a week, so many countries lined up. They're saying 75 countries have lined up and made deals.
So, or they want to. They haven't yet.
Yeah.
What are you fucking waiting for then, man? Get it done, Mr. Deal. They're calling me Mr. Deal. They're calling me President Deal.
Okay, sorry.
I'll do anything, sir. And then I'll see some rebel Republican, some guy that wants to grandstand, say, I think that Congress should take over negotiations. Let me tell you, you don't negotiate like I negotiate. In the history.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, sir. He negotiates by tricking you to get into a car, saying, "Watch this," putting on a blindfold, going 90 miles an hour, and going, "Do you want your seatbelt on or not? Should I stop the car?" Jesus, that scares me every time. But then, did you hear what he? Let's play what he had to say about Adam Schiff. By the way, real fast, if I'm a country trying to make a deal with him, I'd be so fucking pissed to hear him go, "They're kissing my ass."
Honestly,
You pompous dickhead.
they've got no deals in place, and he's just going like, "Yeah, they all rolled over like dogs for me." It's like, dude, yeah.
This asshole who's always talking about people are rude and everybody's rude and mean to me. He turns around and he's the rudest, meanie
And I don't
dickhead.
know. I don't know if we said it or not, but so he's paused some tariffs. Notably, the China tariffs have not been charged at all. They are now 145%. He's basically the principal from Breakfast Club, just like, "You want one more? Okay, let's make it more."
I got you for the rest of your natural born lives.
So it's just, I mean, and by the time, I mean, as we're speaking, it's probably at 175% now. They've probably, and if you're watching this tomorrow, I'm sure it's at 220%. But
And if you're Chinese, what's up? What's up from America? Huge shout out to Chinese people.
I just, yeah, if you're someone trying to make a deal, I mean, I don't think he's won anything. I think we're genuinely going to see a restructuring of global trade and a reordering of things. And
Yeah, everybody's looking at the puzzle trying to go, what is it? What's it supposed to be? Flowers? A puppy?
And he's like, "It's whatever I want it to be. I glued it together."
That's a good.
Art of the deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you're going to drive people into the arms of other trading partners, honestly.
Yeah.
Let's see what he has to say
Well,
about
first of all, real fast, what network is this? RSBN? Republicans suck Ben's nuts? Art of the deal. Let's play it. Let's play this clip. Oh, got it. Right side
I like
broadcasting.
Republicans suck Ben's nuts.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
And the Adam Shifty Shifts. Can you believe this guy? He's got the smallest neck I've ever seen. And the biggest head. We call him watermelon head. I'd say, how could that big fat face stand on a neck that looked like this finger? How can it? It was the weirdest thing. It said.
I love that it cuts to this fucking Easter MyPillow.com
Spring sheet sale.
spring sheet sale. As he says, we call Adam Schiff watermelon head. Support Mike Lindell and RSBN. Shop now at MyPillow.com for up to 50% off everything. All right, let's keep playing this shit.
It's a mystery. Nobody can understand it. But he's one of the most dishonest human beings I've ever seen. And,
Wow.
you know, how we can allow people like that to run an office is a shame, but we did. He was in charge of the witch hunt. You know, he was in charge of the fake witch hunt with Russia. It was a made-up story. And
Like, I'm just curious what goes on in his little peanut brain when he makes these. Does he, with things like Trump coin, with things like obvious insider kind of telegraphing to his cronies, does he, in a roundabout way, justify it to himself? No, this is fine. I'm playing by the rules still. I'm putting out all the proper. I'm going through the proper channels. Like, does he think he's?
I don't know. Sometimes he reminds me of people I grew up with in New Jersey. Sometimes, whether or not it was like actual parents or their children.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of that kind of like. I don't know. I grew up with some like real psychopaths, and like
Sure.
some of the they were friends of mine, and I remember even as a child being like, okay, if you're playing a game as a child, right? There's a rule. We're all like, these are the rules of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I remember friends who it was like, wow, you're an insufferable prick. You've realized that like there's no real enforcement mechanism here unless we all want to like beat the shit out of you or something,
Yeah.
right? And we all don't want to do that. But you've realized that you can just not play by the rules and you can win, but what you'll do is you'll ruin it for everybody. And
Well said.
it just kind of like reminds me of every time I've had to deal with that. And you're like, hey, like you're trying to reason with them, and they're like, fuck you, out of the deal. And you're like, okay, I guess.
What are you going to do about that big shit I took on the middle of your rug, huh? You're going to have to pick it up.
It's
What, are you going to beat me up?
yeah.
I might poop again. Get all over you.
And
Suck it. It reminds me, I know I used to live, some roommates that I had years ago. Really, really sweet person. This person and her boyfriend were telling me how he had bought like a $5,000 Sony camera.
mm-hmm.
And I don't remember exactly what happened, but through some mistake with the store that he bought it from and the credit card company, he wound up with two cameras. Like he basically went to return the one, and they said like, we can't. It got shipped back to him, and they sent him another one. It was a mistake. So he had two of these cameras, and he got refunded from the credit card company. And he was
he
like,
got two for free, basically. Mm-hmm.
He got like $10,000 worth of cameras and like some lens stuff for free. And he's like, this fucking rocks. I'm just gonna, do you think I can get in any trouble? Like, well, because then he was immediately canceling. He's like, in case the camera company, it was a small independent camera store, by the way, in case they try to claw it back from American Express. I'm such a genius. I closed my American Express account, so they're not going to be able to like claw it back. I said, I don't think that that's how it works. It's not like once you cancel the account, there's no records anywhere. And he was asking me for like advice on how to avoid. And I just remember kind of being really grossed out. I was like, I understand that you feel like you're committing a victimless crime here. And I don't even know who the victim is in this case. Is it the credit card company? In which case, sure. Or is it the store that you bought it from? But just the glee with which they both were talking about this, I was like, buddy, that's fucking like grand larceny. The amount of money we're talking. This ain't just a misdemeanor at this point. Isn't that right? Isn't that like a
$10,000? Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah,
that's a substantial amount for you to be like, I fucked over. I worked over the system. It's like, no, someone's probably going to get fired for this, and you're not doing. I would have done the right thing, because that would not. I would feel so bad. I would feel like, oh, I've invited such terrible karma onto myself by just keeping this thing. Like a mistake is not a loophole. There are loopholes that I have exploited.
I mean, I guess if it's an independent, I don't know. I had a friend who basically this kind of happened to him. It was with Apple. They basically sent him like 2 laptops by accident. It was this whole weird thing. And
yeah, fuck that. Keep that shit.
Right.
That's Apple, man.
Yeah.
That's a $3 trillion company.
Yeah.
You deserve it, actually. In fact, go rob an Apple store. See what they'll give you. No, all you do is point a gun at them and see what they'll give you. Yeah. Did you see? So let's go into some of the reactions here. Stephanie Rule had a great take. She's on CNBC, and I really liked what she had to say, which was, here. Scroll up. What is she replying to? Oh yeah. So this Charles Gasparino, more like Gasbaggerino, said, maybe it's just me, but why is the stock market correction existential to the economy? Kind of proves Trump's point that we overly financialized the economy. And Stephanie Rule steps in with such a banger. She asks him, does Trump express those views on our overly financialized economy when he's marketing his crypto exchange, his Memecoin, or selling shares of DJT, which trades at a multiple light years away from actual earnings?
Stephanie Rule, New Jersey girl.
Fucking rocks, man.
No, she's mostly. That's not a bad take, but she's mostly annoying.
Okay.
She was like when Joe Biden, who was obviously going to take care of Wall Street, like she was, he released one ad being like, "Hey, I'm out here for Main Street," and she's like,
"Really?
How am I supposed to feel? a woman who's made millions of dollars on Wall Street. Now I'm a little scared.
I didn't know. I didn't know that. I don't know much about her.
But that's not a bad take. But yeah, she's I am attracted to her, and I'm not afraid to say that.
Teeny tiny.
She looks like a New Jersey mom. What am I supposed to do? I see women who look like that. I see women who look like Fran Drescher, and that drives me up a wall.
Fran Drescher. It's amazing how when you're a kid, you're like, whatever. She's just some lady. But then as an adult, I'm like,
she's the
wow.
She's the hottest woman in the world.
She's so fuck. And the whole show was just like, hey, here's her in a bunch of sexy outfits.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Even now, she's still got it going on.
Oh,
I met her.
yeah.
I met her a few years ago.
Was drool coming down your mouth?
Yeah. Excuse me, Fran.
You just turned into Butthead. Let's see. Janet Yellen, tiny little bird lady, Secretary of the Treasury, former Secretary of the Treasury, Janet Yellen called Trump tariffs the worst self-inflicted wound she's ever seen. Even Tom Lee, even Funstrat, said that let's click this link. I really like this take. In the last few days, we have had many conversations with macro fund managers, and their concern is that the White House is not acting rationally, but rather on ideology. And some even fear that this may not even be ideology. A few have quietly wondered if the president might be insane.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
that's
man. You wonder now that fucking guy it might be insane? Christ almighty.
I think you know what it is? It's like, you know how they all whine about the deficit and they mistake that and they say, the government needs to be run like a business or whatever.
Yes.
It's the same thing with all this. They think they're like just cutting deals for, and they can go back and be like, dude, we got a great fucking deal.
Yeah.
Buddy, you're dealing with the most complicated, intricate system in the history of the world. And
you've got a grade A moron who's bankrupted literal casinos.
Yeah.
Which famously print money at the helm of all this shit. You burpee?
No, that was a weird one.
I thought of you this morning because
I think of you every morning.
That's nice. I thought of you this morning when I put my yogurt in a bowl and then realized that I have no granola. And I was like,
that would drive me nuts.
Man, so I put that shit back in the tub. I even mixed around the water and everything. What is
Water?
with that? You know how it gets watery yogurt and you got to mix it first?
Oh, sure.
I hate that shit. By the way, Faye, I don't know what they're putting it in that shit.
Dude, thanks for hitting the fire and not calling it phage or something.
I'm an adult. What can I say? But that shit compared to Chobani is like watery as fuck. It's like,
bro, you got to get the
soupy.
good Greek stuff.
Yeah, Faye. Fag.
That is, people might have seen it on my Instagram story, but I obviously panicked and went and got so much Greek olive oil and honey before the tariffs hit. I don't care. Now I'm stocked.
Can't your mom just ship it to you? Yeah, I wouldn't trust that.
That would
shit.
be so expensive.
And gross.
It wouldn't be gross.
Well,
it would just be expensive.
The yogurt would. That shit would
Oh,
spoil.
not yogurt. I'll be fine with yogurt. But the olive oil is already expensive. The honey's already expensive.
Man, honey's all the same to me. It comes from the same bee's asshole.
It's so not the same. It's
all right.
It's
All
crazy.
right.
Even just if you go from different flowers and stuff, it's same company, same bees. It's so different.
Greek Easter's coming up.
It's actually on the same
420
day as regular Easter this year.
Wow.
Which I find annoying because I like when we have our own special day.
Yeah, I get that. I just wanted to do a little bit of commentary on.
Do a little commentary. That's what the whole show's for.
Let's play the "They Want to Mine Coal" clip under anti-intellectualism. They want to mine coal. This is a clip of him talking.
In the first campaign where Hillary Clinton was about 4 states too early, and she was talking about how bad coal was and how that they were going to teach coal miners how to make widgets and gadgets and technology, which they didn't want to do. They want to mine. One thing I learned about the coal miners, that's what they want to do. You could give them a penthouse on Fifth Avenue and a different kind of a job, and they'd be unhappy. They want to mine coal. That's what they love to do. And she was going to put them in
I don't
a
think that's
high-tech
true.
industry
Yeah,
where you
exactly. He's a fuck. I just it lends itself to this. I think Kyla had harped on this before.
Like they do that because that's what the job was.
They yearn for the mine, and
That's what the job was in their area, and I think this is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I find this whole thing frustrating. Of like, where is this fervor for bringing back factory jobs? Fine, like, but it's not the factory people are yearning for, right? It's a well-paying union-protected job where you not only have decent pay that can afford you a middle-class life, but you have benefits too, robust benefits. And
yeah, but that's socialism.
we have plenty of low-paying jobs where people are fighting for higher wages and that kind of stuff. Why is there not broad support just around that? People look at. I mean, I wish I had that clip of that guy talking about the Starbucks workers who want to unionize, and he's just like, it's getting a cup of coffee, sweetie. Like, shut the fuck. And it's just like, why? We have tons of people in the service industry who are underpaid. This is the economy we've created. We can have middle class jobs for people. We just refuse to do it. And I think people act as if like all of a sudden if the factory jobs come back here, they're not all just going to land in states where the labor laws are horrific, and you're just going to be slaving away in a factory, zero job protection, zero labor protection. Just
isn't union busting part of the reason
wages,
that we're here?
Yeah, I mean, that is why NAFTA shipped away so many union jobs, and the union density here has cratered, and
because
they have no power anymore.
I just think that it speaks to this when you look at our not literacy rates, but our ranking in the world on education and how educated we are. We're like 30th or something. It's pathetic. And it speaks to this deliberate anti-intellectualism that somehow if you are college educated and you've taken an effort to try to make yourself smarter, you're considered an elite. Oh, you went to college? You're an elite. You're one of the elites. Oh, college educated elites, all this fucking shit. It's truly, I hate to point this out because it feels like a tired point at this point, but it's like fucking Idiocracy. It's like the movie where being smart is considered like, oh, you're a pussy. You talk like a pussy. You talk like you're gay. Oh, did you read that in a book, Mr. Book? You're gay. Like, shut up and Papa's in and get out of my face. I'm trying to look at porn on the train.
He says as he makes fun of me for reading books and calling me Mr. Book.
And taking Zins. Sometimes I don't do that anymore. But it's exhausting. It's this. I don't understand how we got here. Is it people on the right who feel inferior because they know deep down that they're not that smart or they're not that ambitious or that they don't know how to adapt, so they do what they always do and attack the unknown because they fear it?
Yeah, but I think that's just a downstream effect of just decades long of privatizing everything.
Sure.
Just a huge project of, Reagan was, I think even as his governor of California days, there's quotes of him saying, we don't want a highly educated
college is gay
populace because we don't want them to we don't want them smart enough to rebel against us and these kind of things, and made moves to disrupt the UC system and which was famously tuition free, making higher education more and more inaccessible. If you are going to get an education, that means you're going to strap either a car or a small home's worth of debt to you for the rest of your life. And then, yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you rebel against that? If now you're like locked out of those things, right? Wouldn't you have resentment and anger towards people who chose to go do that? And then oftentimes do kind of like have a, look down on the working class. So it's created this horrible gap between people.
You went to college? Pussy.
But I don't blame those people. Like we've refused to invest in our people, and this is what we're left with.
It's just remarkable that it's just kind of the norm that if you went to college, you're considered part of the elites, and you are something to be ashamed. It's something to be ashamed of and embarrassed of. Nay, I say that it's embarrassing and shameful that we have such low literacy rates, that we have such low high school graduation rates, and we're dumber than ever, and we're only getting stupider.
Yeah, being uneducated is certainly nothing to be proud of.
We're only getting more stupider.
Yeah. I mean, we're getting rid of the Department of Education. The nice thing is, though, it's your choice. Pretty soon you'll get a little school voucher, and you can do whatever you want.
I don't want to go to school. That's my choice. I shouldn't have to go. Liberal, don't tell me we'll go to school. At least Donald Trump is doing something about the bad water pressure. You know, did you hear about that?
Yeah, but that's the thing.
I'd rather
focus on like the people who are actually doing this stuff than like just the people who are affected by these things. I don't find it necessarily that helpful to and kind of only speaks to like widen that gap we're talking of, where it's like and kind of plays into their whole thing where you just have two opposite sides who are just shouting at each other rather than being like, no, you motherfucker, you did this.
I think we should probably wrap up, but which should we focus on here to take us out? That Bill Ackman can't stop glazing, and Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller too had a great tweet about
all of those, dude.
This is the greatest thing ever, Mr. Trump. Mr. Trump, please. President Trump's master strategy, bold statementship, and brilliant tactical planning has done more to reform broken international trade in days than anyone has achieved in decades, while economically and politically isolating the global architect of economic aggression, China. Fucking pathetic. I love when they do that. I love when they turn them into the what is this Brooke Rollins? Is she that's the press secretary, right? In the outline.
No, it's the ag secretary.
Oh. Let's see what she said.
It just feels like we're this slide to a dictatorship where, I mean, just look at the way she talks.
Oh yeah, I remember watching this live. What you have assembled in your vision is a turning point and inflection point in American history.
For just the stupidest fucking thing you've ever seen. I mean, just play it.
Your piss all over the rug is so nice to see.
Sir, first, we are, I would say, more than friends. We've all become family. And I think that what you have assembled in your vision is a turning point and an inflection point in American history. And so just being a part of that is the greatest honor. So thank you for that. And again, just the relationships here and the honor and respect we have for each other is a reflection of you and your leadership. So I just wanted to say that first.
Wow.
The second thing, sir, first.
He loves to be complimented. And when he does, he just sits there and goes.
And they've all realized that's the way to...
it's a way to do it.
This is from Daniel Wagner. You're at Chili's. You go to the bathroom and Trump is in the stall. He's embarrassed because he pooped his pants and offers $5,000 for a spare pair. You happen to have a spare pair. You give him the pants?
Is he president in this thought experiment?
It's current. He didn't say anything about it. It's just Donald Trump is in the stall.
Donald Trump is in the stall. He got poop in his pants. You know what I would do, actually? I would kill him. I would choke him to death with my bare hands. Yeah, I don't care.
It would feel nice to get.
I would
your
take
hands
his
around
poop
his neck.
and put it in his mouth until he is no longer.
Wow,
until
that's
the
cool.
light leaves his eyes.
I like that.
And then I'd drag his body out and go, the president of the United States pooped himself to death. He pooped himself, and he was so taken by embarrassment.
He ate
that
it.
He ate it to try to cover it up, and then he had a heart attack from the poop in his mouth. Everybody, can you believe it? Also, he gave me $5,000. He wanted me to have this.
That's mine. He wanted me to have that.
He wanted me to have it, and can I just say, God bless America. And then I wish it was that. You know what we ought to go back to is that rule of whoever kills the leader becomes the leader.
Whoever kills the leader becomes the leader.
Art of the poop. Poop counter 3. Poop City. Art of the poop. Okay, I think we have to end it here because we've got to prepare.
We got to set up some guest stuff.
Yeah. Guys, tune in. In 30 minutes, we're going to be talking to Jem Carson, really, really smart cookie, and it's going to be real, real, real good. And, someone gave $10 and said, that's the thing you just read. Got it. I'm a stupid asshole.
Ben's a stupid asshole.
Is that the only...
Everybody knows it.
Is that
Ben's
the
a stupid... Let's see if we've missed any. Hey, you guys... Here you guys go. May you laugh like billionaires now. Thank you for that. I am curious what Argentina.
Fart of the meal instead of art of the deal. Fart of the meal. That's me with every meal. Fart of the meal. Can you ask Jem about Taiwan? I plan on it. He was thinking that China is going to blockade them. That's his prediction. So I'm going to ask him about that. Going to ask him about all sorts of things. Fart of a meal. That's very good. Greetings from Sweden. Hello. Greetings from Sweden. Yeah, it's really good. Thank you very much. God, your username really needs to be changed because that's impossible to read.
What? Stargirl interlude?
Okay. Wow, I didn't know you were a gamer like that. Okay.
I mean, just
fucking embarrassing.
Just like unfocus your eyes for a second and you're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. All right. Have you played Papa's Pizzeria since streaming a meal?
Yeah, I've been getting really good, but it crashed the stream last time. If you guys want to see me get really frustrated at a pizza game, you can...
You would be playing a pizza game.
Well, they told me to play it. I think they were trying to. It was bad. They were all calling me Guinea and stuff, and they were like, "Make the pizza Guinea." But it was fun.
Okay, but what's your favorite Chobani yogurt flavor? 0% plain.
What is
0% fat plain. The light purple. That's my favorite Chobani because I load it with granola, chia seeds, and a drizzle of honey.
Emil, are you going to Janet Jackson, the audience at the Portland show, asking for me?
That'd
yes,
be pretty funny. Actually,
we are. We
got a chair.
We shipped the table there, and we're going to be doing that to one audience member. The only thing is, everyone's going to have to sign non-disclosure forms.
Nah, I'm not though. You can sue me. I don't care.
Yeah, actually, we're fine.
I like being in court. I think it's cozy. Mr. Book and Mr. Gay. That's what someone said. It really made me laugh. That's pretty good. Ben, choose my new username for me. Wow, and he's in British pounds. Ben Lover Ben Lover. I love Ben.
Is your
Doug's good.
Avi? Is that what's his name?
Andy Samberg?
Yeah,
looks like it. Ben, which sink are you going to pee in next? Listen, it's an Airbnb. We're staying there for 2 days.
Dude,
nobody is using the kitchen sink, which is giant.
You're not going to win this one. It's gross.
It is a giant stainless steel kitchen sink.
There's no way around it.
3 a.m. Everybody's
it's
asleep.
gross.
I don't want to go into the bathroom because it's going to wake people up. And by the way, I aimed it so it was just going straight into the drain.
It's just
no
gross.
pee getting anywhere.
There's no way around it. It's just nasty.
It is gross, but I cleaned it out. Everybody relax. Just everybody relax. You didn't tell people on the trip about it because you knew it was wrong. I knew they wouldn't get it. Well, also, what am I going to say? Hey, by the way, everybody, that kitchen sink that nobody is using because we're literally just drinking like beer and the only water we're getting is out of the fridge.
Definitely some pee
I pissed in it.
Someone said definitely some pee residue on the counter.
No, I didn't. I made sure. Like maybe bathroom? No. What were the logistics of peeing in the sink?
It doesn't matter.
So tall,
He's just disgusting.
I just peed in the sink. and
Yeah,
I peed
people
right-
don't like the pee in the kitchen sink thing.
Yeah, well, like a piss in the sink are the deal. Are the deal. Outside or the toilet are the two options.
Yeah, those are famously the two options
Yeah,
for pissing.
well, I wasn't hoping to get caught. I didn't want to get caught. All right, we have to stop, guys. We have to stop because we have to get ready. She been on my email till I art of the deal. Very good. Very good. All right, folks. Huge L for Ben. L for owning an Airbnb. I don't own an Airbnb.
No, he stayed at one.
Yeah, I stayed at one. I don't. Jesus Christ. I prefer hotels. Can I pee in the sink at a hotel? Would that be okay?
No, it'd be weird.
Ben just thinks differently. Art of the deal? Yeah. Ben, did you put it in the drain? Yes. I didn't put my penis in there. That would be insane. I don't have that kind of length. Oh, you can own an Airbnb. Just relax. Stop hating.
Orbeez out the pissa.
I don't own any properties.
They're not talking about you.
And I know. Someone said, geez, Ben, how many properties do you own? Pee in the shower. Yeah, what if I opened up the shower curtain and pissed in the shower?
When the toilet was right there,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, why didn't you just piss in the toilet? Out of the deal.
Out of the deal. Yeah, I saw the helicopter that crashed in the Hudson. It's so tragic. Terrible.
Was it a blade?
They're speculating that it might have, it could have been a bird strike or a drone. Something.
Bird strike.
Ben, what are your favorite trick shots? Any that don't involve my urethra having a little slit in it so that the piss goes in two different directions and some gets all over the floor. Or when I'm fully in the bowl, but piss is bouncing out of it everywhere and getting everywhere.
Emil, have you
All
got
right.
any sweat stains right now?
Yeah, we got to stop. We
I
got
don't
to
know. You
stop. All
tell
right,
me.
guys. We'll see you in 20 minutes at Stock Twits. Bye.